I'm not a bride yet, but the Kalon Experience is giving me major wifey fever. I got to hang out with Annie and Paiton at the studio in Highland Park, Des Moines, and we literally just had the best time. The neighborhood is so alive and sweet, and the studio is just so breathtaking, and the girls are so funny and charming, and their friendship is literally so precious. Not to mention that each gown is really even more magical than the last. I met Annie and Paiton at an internship in 2018, and since then they took the leap to quit their 9-to-5, chase their dreams, and open truly the most amazing bridal studio ever. Being around these two, even just for a couple of hours on a Monday evening, reminded me what's so special and important about having the right people in your corner. Here's a peek into the heart, mind, and soul of Kalon Bridal Studio. Hey, happy Kalon Day to all those who celebrate. It's me. I've been waiting 8 months to be able to do this again. Back in January, I did a little bit of modeling for Kalon Bridal's first branding shoot, and it was arguably the best day of my life. Met some beautiful, amazing, cool girls, hung out, just tried on dresses and played in front of the camera. If you know me, that's all I've ever wanted from life, and so I've been chasing that high for this entire year, basically. And we're back to it. I'm really excited. I am going to Ankeny right now, actually, to get my hair done, so don't worry about my hair. We're gonna get it taken care of. But I'm actually going to Jade, who was another model at the January shoot, and she is just the sweetest. I haven't seen Kalon's studio since it has been fully finished, fully stocked, and fully functional, and since they've been doing appointments. So we're just gonna go hang out, I think. Okay, hi America. I just got my hair done and I am the most beautiful woman alive. So I just want to apologize to everyone because I'm going to be so annoying. Oh my God, my hair looks so good. Jade is an actual angel. She is the sweetest and we had just like the best time ever. But now I need to go pick up sushi and go to the studio.
On like a massive $1 billion payout had I bought in for 40 more years, and that was the thought that like made me be like, I have to leave. It was like I either, because I was a stockholder at that point, like I was buying stock, like I could have stayed there, and I'm like, I either stay here for the next 40 years and probably feel worse than I do now. I hate it
and
now.
I feel like shit now. I feel horrible now.
40 years is a long fuck. That's double at that point in my life of how old I was.
Literally.
The conversation.
Okay, that was a sneak peek of our little chit chat, and we decided that the conversation was just way too good. So we are actually gonna set up and do the real thing. The real in the Hawthorne Suite.
The Hawthorne Suite.
Hey mama! It's literally so gorgeous in here. I just like can't even believe it, but we just like have such good conversation, so let's do a little chit chat.
Or you want us to keep talking? Okay.
Oh, sugar.
Sugar, dun, 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 dun. You honey. I skipped the line. Oops. Got ahead of myself. My mouth started moving before my mind. You are my candy girl. I don't know the next line. You were about to say the same damn thing.
Did you see the coffee on the floor over there?
Yeah, it's actually from one of us.
Oh,
not from
that.
us.
I did assume.
You.
You guys were a celebrity couple, celebrity duo, TV duo.
We're working our way towards being a celebrity couple.
Who are we?
I don't know. We're Annie and Paiton. I know who we are.
Who are we?
We are Serena and Blair.
Oh my God, we're Serena and Blair.
Okay.
Insert a picture of us on the Met steps.
Who's who? And why?
Blair.
Why? Why is she Blair?
I have 2 answers, but you.
I have 2 answers too. Fashion queen.
They're both a fashion queen.
They're both fashion queen. If I had to pick one though, like Blair more so, I'd say like pushes polished
Yeah, but Blair's very preppy. I'm more tailored than preppy.
Yes, but like, you know what I mean? We're the Iowa
Yeah.
version. No, it's like what we're doing with bridal.
Yeah, that's what we're here to push.
That's
the
what I mean.
envelope.
She's
So,
a trendsetter in Des Moines.
Yeah,
that's what I
everything is
mean.
coming- everything in the Midwest comes like 3 years late.
Yeah, and you're
Um,
ahead of it. No, we are definitely Serena and Blair.
Why is Annie Serena?
Or why are you Serena?
But that's, again, this is the interesting thing about fashion because Brina and Farina.
You put them together.
Right now. Blair and Serena are both fashion icons.
They are.
And it's funny to me that you immediately went to Blair as your fashion icon because I would immediately
Go
say
to Serena.
is. But that's the beauty of fashion that I
Back
could
to
just
this.
get goosebumps and freak out over.
She could do a podcast on
I
this.
literally could. So again, fashion's just so personal. So like, it's funny that you said Blair when I might go to Serena, and that's just the beauty of it. However, I would say that I'm more Blair because I'm just a little bit more curt.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah,
Blair is
I
a
am-
bit more just like tells it how it is.
Blair commands a room like with her actions and her voice, where Serena commands a room with her charm. And I do think that we are both that way.
Yes.
We like to come, we're both like helpers in that way where we like
Yeah.
to like get things going, get things moving. And so are Serena and Blair. They're both movers, doers.
And that's what I was
Serena
gonna
is
say.
charm and Blair is.
You love Blair for who she is. That's
Yeah.
what I mean. And I think that's one thing when we like talk about each other, that's like, I would say like some people like shy away from Paiton on, and it's like what I'm most obsessed with Paiton on. Like, it's like you
Very
love
intense.
Paiton like for who Paiton is. And if you don't, then you just don't get to. Like, then bye. Like, get
It's
away
also-
from my
It's
bestie.
also something that like, you struggle with it as
Yeah.
everybody struggles with who they are as you grow up. But like, I have just learned that I'm like overly passionate. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing, I'm probably just not going to say anything unless I like
Actually
truly
mean it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I either deeply, deeply care or I truly just like, I'll let the room ride. It was so funny. This is like one of my most legendary stories. I had a college friend who called me go with the flow once. She's like, she's just so go with the flow. And like the room went silent and somebody's like, I'm sorry, Paiton?
Do you have the right Paiton? The one that's
And she's like,
P-A-I-T-O-N?
you don't think Paiton's go with the flow? And it is like, if I don't feel passionately about it, I
Yeah.
am. I will
think
take
that's-
the back seat. But when I feel passionately about something, like you're gonna know.
Yeah, and I think that's like the best, like when you know, and it's like similar to, this is where we joke that like we're work wives, but like we also would marry each other if our husbands like
heartbeat.
don't behave. Like, okay, I do have a backup plan. She's right in
You
front
know
of me.
how? Imagine if we ran a household together.
Ooh, it'd be a
Game
fun one.
over.
It would be a fun one and a clean one. I think that's the most like interesting thing back to like our Serena and Blair. It's why they work too, because Serena allows Blair to be who Blair is and then vice versa. I can be a lot for people and you can be a lot for people, but like that's where like those qualities that people don't appreciate us like bring out the best,
We've
not
never
only in like
not
the friendship, but the work relationship too.
We've never not allowed the other to take up the space she needs to.
Like to shine, truly. Like when I know it's a Paiton moment, I will sit front row with my bowl of popcorn and be the first to ask for an encore. Like, and you do the same for me. Like, like we are the first when like the door is shut after an appointment to be like, good job on that. Or like, I love it when you said this. Like we are the biggest complimenters of each other, and it's always intended like out of like a deep, we always say this too, like a deep found love and respect for the other in where like the other shines most. Like I do, like I sit back and I'm like, she's so good at that.
We
like,
are the Diddaloo bestie. Like,
yeah. Again, like not only in a friendship, but like in the working relationship, it just works yin and yang, like because we balance each other. And like you just said, like we let each other take the moment that they know that they're like so great at. Like,
which is also why it's like, it feels so serendipitous.
Yes.
Yeah.
That.
To get to do this, because again, back to like letting a woman take up the space she needs to.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that means like helping a bride like, execute her personal style perfectly. And sometimes it's taking a bride and helping her find that style. And it's just like, it's so cool to like get to do this together and then like get to
help
do
women
it for other
because
women.
that again, like it's really crazy, like just even in this hour of conversation back to like where this began is we weren't being like allowed to
take up
shine
space.
and take up space. We were getting told to take up less space or sit in the corner.
Like when we first, and it's funny because it was actually 2 years ago. Like we're actually about
Almost to the day.
almost to the day. August 22nd is the first time we have literally the receipts. You'll see them on our Instagram soon, where we were working from home still. I'm sure it was worst day of work number 822 for us. You know what I mean? It wasn't the first time things got hard. It wasn't probably the last either.
And probably
it
wasn't even the worst day.
No, it probably wasn't. Like looking back on things, like there was just so many to count that you lose count. And I can still just remember where I was sitting. It was one of those core memories, especially when you talk about Kalon. Sitting at my kitchen table, I was sitting at the chair nearest my coffee bar. I'm sure all my work things were on my screen, and I picked up my phone and I texted her and I said, let's open a bridal store.
And I was at work 2 feet
And
from our boss.
yeah, and she immediately responded and just said, whatever it is, as long as it's like alongside you, like I'm in. It has truly come full circle, and like we'll always be grateful for it because of how you just said that. Is like we allow us to shine in our moments, and that's what we get to do every single day. And sometimes 8 times a day is we get to let each bride have her moment because they deserve it.
And there's nothing cooler than seeing the bride have her moment. Like,
Oh my gosh.
I just got goosebumps again.
She does.
But like,
full body.
I know. Actually, like seeing a woman like fully step into who she is and like finding her, like seriously, the air changes.
It does. The energy, we say that all the time. The energy, and you feel it shift. And when it's shifting, everybody in the room, please let it. Because like, please let it. It only happens so often in this setting because of all the pressures and the built up things, and you see all the things on Instagram. And when you feel it shifting, put all the spotlights on her, because like it's a once in a lifetime type thing that we get to do over and over again. And it's our job to keep trying to find those like lights, you know, and shine them at her. It's just, it's cool. And again, we'll never take it for granted. Of course, care about the success of our business, but you're dealing with something that is huge to brides, huge. Like we don't take that lightly. Like it's emotional to us to even think about the weight that this garment carries to women. And to have a small part of that, whether you say yes here or you don't, to have the chance to help you find that dress won't ever, like, I don't know how we'll ever like sum up the thanks to everyone who puts their trust in here. And again, back to the intention, that's the whole point. So let's say Susie books an appointment at Kalon. We immediately will send Susie an email or try to get on the phone with her and be like, hey, thank you. Oh my goodness, you have no idea what this means to us. Every single email, text, DM, phone call we start is always a like moment for us to say thank you to people that take a jump here. Can't wait for your appointment, but your appointment doesn't start then, it starts now. We set up pre-appointment calls, and if they can, we'll do a meeting like this here at the studio, where we use that opportunity as a chance to get to know you. Obviously as bride, what's your wedding day look like? Who's gonna be there? What's the color scheme? What time of year? Where's your venue? All of those things. Of course, talk about the dress, send us your Pinterest board. Yeah. Yeah, but we always kick those calls off with like, we know that like we're gonna tell you, we're gonna take you through a survey, but like this is meant to have color. Like if we go off script, that's what this is for. We wanna know who you are, Anna, as Anna outside of the bride. And it's in those moments where we get the chance to not only hear what your vision is and obviously talk about the dresses that you're loving and most drawn to, but truly get to know who you are as a person. Like we can't scream that loud enough. Like we obviously care about you as who you are as a bride, but we want to know what makes Anna Anna.
One of my favorite questions I've got 2 favorite questions, but the one that comes first in the survey is towards the beginning, we ask, tell us a little bit about your proposal. And every time girls like,
They always,
like, or it's
every
like,
time.
or they're like, oh.
We're like, yeah, here comes the personality too.
Because
We're
you
like,
can,
here we go.
You learn so much about the bride and her relationship with her partner based on how they answer that question and how it went and where they were and the logistics and did it go to plan. And you not only get to like hear a little bit about their love story, which is obviously where they're coming, it just shows so much personality.
Yeah, and like my favorite piece about that too is like, and to the whole reason as to why we do the call is sometimes that story takes 15 to 20 minutes to tell.
as it should. Like it's a core memory for you. Like it's, like Paiton just said, is why you're coming to Kalon. Sometimes we had a bride just the other day and it was like a 25-minute story, and it's like, I'm glad you told me every single bit, because when you come in to the studio, I'm going to remember that.
A year ago when we started, I think Kalon was mostly about providing an experience. We are the generation that grew up watching Say Yes to the Dress. So we all have pictured it, what it would look like to say yes to a dress, what your dress is going to look like. You think about it for so long. And we had great experiences as brides. We shopped at different places, but we basically hit all of the great stores in the metros, and they're just that great stores. We knew we wanted to just bring the experiential piece to it, because for us, we talk about this all the time. Your wedding isn't just a day, like that gets said over and over again, but being a bride and being engaged is such a season of life for you and your partner and your entire family and your friends. Like everybody is so bought in, and we wanted the dress to be a piece of that too. We wanted it to be an experience where you felt like we got to know you, understand you, and not just you bought a dress from us, but we helped you find the dress that fit into your day and shows you who you are as a person from the inside, just on the outside, but also like it's a piece that you're gonna remember, and it's the most photographed garment you're ever gonna wear. So like, why wouldn't we pour our heart and soul into that?
Like it's the why behind, like we have people say like, why do you want to spend that time before they come in? Like, does it even matter? Like, does it make a difference? And it's like, it 100% makes a difference for us. And like, I can't scream loud enough how big of like people's people we are. And and I'm a details girly, like give me all of it. I want to visualize it right there alongside you. And I know it's that thing, like prior to wedding day, it's all you think about. It's like, where does that, is the napkin going to sit here? Is it going to be in a knot over there? Like you pour yourself into every detail. So like Paiton just said, why wouldn't we help pour yourself into something that you've already probably spent years thinking about?
Everybody's day, like everybody's like, most brides honestly look back on your day, and no matter how it went, your day was perfect. Like, it could have been a shit. My wedding was a legit shitstorm. And
I was there and it was a shitstorm. Like I was behind the scenes and it was a shitstorm. Can confer.
But I'm telling you, it was the best day of my life. And it just is. It will be the best day of your life, no matter how it goes. What goes to plan, what doesn't go to plan. And that dress will mean so much to you, because it's the day that like you get to marry the love of your life. And that you truly will never forget it. And everything you choose for your wedding, whether it's your flowers, whether it's the entertainment you choose, the type of food, you're going to remember it. And it's just such a culmination of who you and your partner are as people, like coming together in one day. And then you add all of your favorite people in the room as well. I don't know. It's just every dress and every wedding is such a unique representation of the human. And so it doesn't matter who's wearing your dress, because your day is going to be your 100% yours. Yeah. And I think like back to like what Paiton's saying is like, we do that process like before you even come in, where we do handpick gowns, and those gowns aren't just thrown on a piece of paper because we think it looks cute with your color palette. Like we've heard what you've said. We've seen on your Pinterest board what you're drawn to, and then they're intentionally picked. And I think that's the word we continuously come back to here, is everything's intentional here. And we don't just like grab dresses to like put on the hook to like spend 10 minutes in to hang out. Of course we're gonna hang out, we're gonna drink champagne together, we're gonna giggle, but like there's a point, and that was like you see it all the time. Like you even pull a dress in that you know isn't their dress, but like might introduce them to a detail because they're loving other things. And that's like the running joke is like, we date the dresses, we don't marry all of them, but then we learn from all the dresses, just like we do in our relationships. We learn from men. We have past relationships that didn't work out, and heaven forbid, thank goodness they didn't. And we're like, we promise we make it harder, and then we make it easier. Yeah. And we're here to be your partner and support you through this, and you will find the dress of your dreams, I promise, whether it's in this building or not. We just want to get you one step closer. Yeah. So this is an email from a bride that was in our studio like 2 weekends ago. She had found a couple dresses that she liked here. She left the studio, like knowing, like learning some things.
And we had told her, like, we'll see what else we can potentially find out there. We've got new things coming. Like, we'll be in touch. And then later that day, we saw her on another bridal store stories that she had found her dress. And every time we see that, like, we do get a little sad, but only because we do feel like we make friends, like, through this process.
Every one of our brides, they leave and we'll say, see you soon.
Yeah.
That's the best part. They get to come back. So, like, there is a little bit of heartbreak when, like...
It's never a vengeance of like, oh, like we lost money. It's never that. It's truly just like, oh, I like loved her, you know, like, and it's like, oh no, we don't get to hang out again. We're
like,
always,
you get to know their mom, and it's like, oh, but her mom was funny. Like, you know, you want the family to come back, and then it's like, ding, ding.
Yeah, it's more so just, it really truly is like this like mourning of like not getting to hang out with that person again. And maybe they do, right? They want to come out, come hang out, right? But it truly is like, it's never a like feeling of like jealousy for us. It's truly just like, dang it. But then it goes back to the true meaning of this, of finding your dream dress. And again, being just thankful to have been part of that. And so when we have girls that leave the studio, don't have said yes in the moment, we always follow up because we don't want you to feel like you fell off the face of the earth thus. We always want to just make sure, like, check in. So we'd sent her our email like a few days later and just said, hey, like, how's your dress search going? Like, do you want to come back? We'd love to hang out again. And we did get an email back from her today that said, thanks so much for sending over the quote. I apologize, I did want to reach out and say I found my dress at another salon. However, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all the time and energy you put into me. From the very first meeting to the in-studio appointment, I felt very heard and welcomed at your studio, and you guys made that day one of the best ever. I'm not even joking. I think about it all the time with a crying face. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm rooting for you, and I'm a huge KBS fan. And it's like, dang it. But also just like to, again, make you feel like you've made a difference in the hour and a half you've spent with that person. And we have like a whole document of things that like are like the KBS commandments at this point. And one of the top ones is, gosh darn it is so free to be nice. Like, it's free to be nice.
$0.99.
Yeah. And it's just like, that's what the intention behind everything that's done here truly, truly is for things like that. I mean, again, we didn't enter this like wanting to go out of business. That's something we say frequently, but we don't take any of it for granted. And I do hope that every single customer and friend that walks in here and leaves here like feels that from Kalon.
Again, it goes back to, this is the only shopping experience where you invite your mom and your aunts and your mother-in-law and your sisters and your cousins. You invite all the women who mean the most to you, and then you have a consultant in the room. Yeah, stranger. And to be that person is something we don't take lightly, because every day I get to experience core memories. Like every day. And all the time. It's something that never gets old. Every time a bride cries, I cry. Yeah. The goosebumps in this room constantly. It's just something that like I can't even describe. And then you're helping these women find something that makes her feel beautiful, and then like she's starting her new life in that gown, and I can't and I won't and I don't want to ever get over that. Yeah. We'll never take it for granted. Like, it truly comes down to who Paiton and I are as human beings, and that's all we're trying to cultivate, is a experience of like what this friendship is. Because truly that's what it is. Like, it's creating a space and an environment for people to shine. And like, I hope everybody can find their Paiton or their Blair or their Serena that like lets them take up room, because we've gone through a situation where we weren't allowed to. And yeah, again, just back to like, how cool is that? Like, being your best version of you and being allowed to be, and invited to be. Yeah, that's what Kalon is today, and I can't freaking wait to have this same conversation of what it is a year from now today, because that'll be dope.